لو كان سلعة تباع لبذلت فيه الأموال العظام أو صعد في السماء لسمت إليه نفوس الكرام.
So this is interesting because there was a hadith there was a qissa. This is what I want to mention to you.
No.
Shaykh Abdul-Razzaq, he mentioned in his last lesson on Yom al-Jum'ah. And
people are going to think Shaykh Abdul-Razzaq brothers in Riyadh, akhi. We benefit from Shaykh Abdul. Wallahi, I've been benefiting from Shaykh Abdul-Razzaq al-Badr, hafidhahullah ta'ala, when I was back in the UK.
Yeah, Allah.
So I've been benefiting from his durus and his books in the UK since I'm here in Riyadh. Probably the Shaykh that I've benefited from the most, even though I haven't lived in Medina.
SubhanAllah.
So it's from the ni'mah, the barakas of this, this technology.
You gotta take advantage of it.
Allah Akbar.
So he was talking about, after he mentioned this same hadith, in the other hadith about having 2 daughters, or having 1 daughter, or having 3 daughters, and the blessings of that, and how they protect you from the hellfire, etc. He mentions this qissa. And he says, just mentioning stories, generally speaking, it's not a proof, people having stories or, dreams or anything like that. But he's like, we already established that this is already something established in the Sunnah, Quran and Sunnah.
So something established, just kind of like
it goes along with it.
A practical,
a practical example.
Like we mentioned, Shaykh Adil al-Sayyid.
Exactly.
The hadith mentioned it, but now we have a practical, real life example.
100%. So it's not a proof in itself. Let's make sure that's clear. Some people get confused.
Because they hear like narrations talking about warning against storytellers.
Yeah,
those are the storytellers who use stories as proofs.
Exactly.
So their whole lectures, story to story to story, without first mentioning the hadith or the ayah to establish that this is actually something legislated.
100%.
And then using the story to back it up. But if you have people that they use stories as a proof, so he says to you, for example, you should do X, Y, and Z, and the proof for that is, this story and that happened. And when you say to him, akhi, what's your proof? Where's the ayah? Where's the hadith? La akhi, this is tajribah. Shay mujarrab. It has been experienced. It has been proven by people having experienced this. So I know a brother who did this, and this, and then that happened. So I've seen it myself, and this is a trustworthy source. So now you need to do that. That's not proof. No.
Now, so Shaykh Abdul-Razzaq, he was mentioning, after he mentioned this hadith in his explanation of Riyadh al-Salihin, and it was a hadith of Aisha radiallahu anha. Should I read the hadith first?
Yeah.
Type. So it was a hadith of Aisha radiallahu anha where she said, دخلت امرأة معها ابنتان لها تسأل. Yani she entered upon her, and she had 2 daughters with her, and she was asking, she was in need. So Aisha radiallahu anha, she says, I didn't have anything to give her except for a date. So what? I gave it to her. I gave her this
3
date.
dates, huh?
In this narration, she had 1 date. So in this narration, she had 1 date. Said, I gave it to her. When she got the date, she broke it up and gave it half to one daughter, half to another. And they both ate from it.
No.
And then she stood up and she left.
No.
Once the Prophet ﷺ came back, she informed him about what happened. And this is when the Prophet ﷺ mentions the narration I just mentioned before, where he says, من ابتلي من هذه البنات بشيء كن له سترا من النار. Yani whoever he was involved in the responsibility of bringing up these daughters in any way, shape, or form, then he is
or they will be
a protection for him against the hellfire.
No, him or her.
And Shaykh Abdul-Razzaq, he mentions about this. Yani shay'an here means in any way, shape, or form, helping it to protect the daughters, protecting the young girls. And this is be shay'an, yani anybody. So even Aisha shared in reward here by giving the date.
Allah.
So then he mentions the story. This is what I want to get to. This is the shahid. So the story he mentions, he said there was a man. He passed away recently, rahimahullah. But it was a story that he was telling. He knew the person who told him about it. He used to. He had 5 daughters, and he was with his wife, and she was expecting, and then what happened? She had another daughter. Now six daughter now. Actually, it was 4, then it was 5, then it was 6, etc. Going on and on like this. And he starts getting upset. He gets upset. He's like talking to his wife, in a bad way, saying, all you give me is daughters. There's something wrong with you. If you give me another daughter, I'm going to divorce you. He says this to her. So then he goes to sleep. He has a dream. In the dream, it's Yawm al-Qiyamah, the day of resurrection. And he's being pushed forward. And he slips and he's about to go into the hellfire. He goes to the first door of the hellfire. One of the daughters grabs him out. Then he falls over to the second door. Another daughter grabs him out. Then he goes to the next door, all the way up to the fifth door. Another daughter protects, hand goes out. You know the Abu Jahannam, 7, right? So he goes to the 7th door. Remember,
up to the 6th door, and then he goes to the 7th.
And the same thing happened the entire time, which is that his daughter's pulling him out, protecting him from the hellfire.
So he had 6 daughters so far.
Yes.
Now 7th daughter.
And she's pregnant with, who knows? He doesn't know yet. But remember, he told her, right?
Yeah, right? I'm
gonna divorce you. You have another daughter, I'm done.
There's one more door.
So there's one more door now. So he's going to that door. He wakes up. He's freaked out. He's spooked out. He's freaked out because he's about to go into the hellfire. He didn't have that daughter to save him.
Yeah.
So obviously he woke up and his rhetoric changed now.
Yeah.
He realized the importance of having daughters.
I hope you have a daughter.
So subhanallah, and it's just.
But like we said, it's established already.
Yeah, of course, it's established. Yeah, so.
But this is subhanallah. It's amazing.
I mean, think about that. SubhanAllah, your daughter is being a protection for you. And this is the hadith of the Prophet being a protection for the hellfire. You going into the hellfire. So it's important to honor the daughters and look after the daughters. And it shows you the serious makan, the level of the daughters in Islam and how we should look after them. This isn't something we should be upset with having daughters. This is what we're looked down on. This is something we should embrace.
No.
You don't want this protection from the hellfire?